Hey there, Gamerino, Growlmantler, Duty people. My name's Dan from GameReviewsAU. Thanks for joining me once again. Today I'm going to be showing you Marvel's Midnight Suns on PS5. Now, when I saw all the trailers for this, I was really dubious. I was like, huh? Turn-based combat? Yeah, some people are turned off by turn-based combat, so, you know, just saying right now, early in the review. But yeah, it kind of works. It kind of doesn't. Marvel games and all of the heroes in the Marvel universe, you associate them with action, with button bashing, with fancy powers and all that stuff. I mean, yes, Marvel's Midnight Suns does have a lot of fancy powers. It does have some cool heroes in there that are very familiar. Spider-Man, the Hulk, Doctor Strange, just to name a few. But yeah, turn-based combat. Strange, kind of works. As I said, kind of doesn't. Yeah. But the main thing that drew me in about Marvel's Midnight Suns was the storyline. So it does feel like a Marvel movie. The music, the soundtrack, it's very epic sounding. Everything is backed up by a very heroic sounding soundtrack. Yeah, and each character has their own personality, as they do in all the Marvel universe, the jiggery-doos. And that's kind of one of the things that kept me going through it, was the storyline, the epicness. It kind of felt like it was a proper Marvel movie. And I really liked that. But when it came to the combat, it kind of is a bit weird. So you have your team of Marvel superheroes and you go up against baddies. Some of these baddies can just be one shot, some of them have a health bar. Now you can also utilize the environment. So you can launch enemies into certain things that will deal damage. You can launch certain things into enemies that will deal damage. And so on and so forth. So each character that you have access to, they have their own attacks, their own special abilities, and so on and so forth. Now these special abilities, they're activated by a card system. So yes, you have a certain amount of energy per turn, so you can use a certain amount of cards depending on how much energy they cost. And these cards will do things from dealing damage to healing your friends, to doing damage over time, like burn or poison. They can launch enemies. And then there are like ultimate skills that will do lots of damage to multiple enemies. And yeah, I feel that the turn-based combat, it did take its own path in the turn-based combat sort of genre of things, which is kind of cool. But for a Marvel game, I feel like a turn-based combat is a strange, I can't say anything, but it's a strange direction to take. I kind of enjoyed it, but it got repetitive. The powers that you use, yes, they look cool, they look flashy, but you have to watch them over and over again. And you're just like, can we just hurry up with these battles? Yes, you can speed things up, but I couldn't find a way to skip animations. It would be much appreciated sometimes. It's really cool to see some cameos. Not really cameos, I mean, it's part of the story. It's the Marvel universe, from like Venom, Spider-Man. You'll also see some heroes like a mutant form, like there's Mutant Venom, I forget the real name of it, but looks really cool. The graphics in Marvel's Midnight Suns are quite nice as well. As I said, abilities look flashy, everything looks really pretty crash hot. However, another thing that I found weird was the exploration aspect of it. So when you're back at the main base, whatever it's called, you take control of this character who's like a resurrected god or something, and this is you, this is your character. You can choose it to be a male or a female. You can kind of customize how they look, and that will be who you play as. When you're exploring, that is. When you're in combat, you can choose lots of characters to be. So yeah, you can run around this main base and explore and pick things up and read stuff, and yeah, it kind of feels like filler. I feel it's kind of unnecessary apart from unlocking certain things. But overall, Marvel's Midnight Suns on PS5, it's a really, really odd game. I think it would be an acquired taste. If you're a fan of Marvel, you're probably going to enjoy it. If you're a fan of turn-based games, you might kind of like it. If you're a fan of action, you're not going to like this. It's very, very dull if you're looking for, well, yeah, action, running around, performing combos and dodging and all that stuff. There's none of that in this. So I'm going to be giving Marvel's Midnight Suns on PS5 3 out of 5 stars. I feel it's a mid game. Yeah. If you like this review, please hit the thumbs up button down below. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and if you do so choose to do so, leave a comment down below. And consider pledging a few bucks to my Patreon page. Links in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.